If you guys are just like me, you've probably been experiencing a whole bunch of lag and input delay in this new season. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best optimization tips. These optimization tips got me 200 FPS in game on a low-end PC. But before this video starts, I'd appreciate it if you guys hit the like and subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I feel like we should be easily able to do it. This is the current sub count right here. But with that out of the way, let's just get straight into the video. And the first thing we're just going to cover is updating our drivers. It depends what you have, but I have a NVIDIA card, so I'll just be updating my NVIDIA drivers. You can either open GeForce Now or the NVIDIA app. I have the NVIDIA app, so I'm gonna show you guys how to install them inside here. So you just want to go to drivers and you just want to make sure you're up to date on the most recent drivers. And as you guys can see, I have mine updated here on March 18th, 2025. And if you need to install it, just click install here. And then after you install, you have to download it and then you should be done. You may have to restart your PC. If you do have to restart your PC, come back to this video. And that should be it for updating your drivers. Okay, now we're just going to go into our settings. We're going to go into our system settings. Then we're going to scroll down until we find about. And then you want to scroll down once again. And then you want to click advanced system settings. Now in here, click settings here. And then just set it to custom. And then I have show thumbnails instead of icons enabled. That's just so I can see my file icons. You guys don't need this on. If you guys don't want to see your file icons. So then you would just click apply, then okay. Now we're just going to go into our gaming settings. Game bar, just turn game bar off. And captures, you want to make sure your captures are off, especially if you're using the NVIDIA app, because the NVIDIA app automatically clips things for you. Now we're going to go into the game mode. You want to make sure your game mode's on. This optimizes your PC for play by turning things off in the background. Now we're just going to go into our related settings. And in here, you want to do advanced graphic settings. You want to make sure both of these are turned on. And then optimizations for Windows games, this should also be turned on. Now in here, you want to scroll down and see if you have Fortnite in here. And as you guys can see, I have Fortnite in here. But if you do not have Fortnite, you want to click add desktop app. And then you want to search for Fortnite. Mine's in my E drive, EpicGames, Fortnite game, binaries, Win64. And then in here, you want to add the Fortnite launcher. Now once that's added, it should pop up this screen here, and you want to make sure your GPU preference is at high performance and make sure it's using your graphics card. Also make sure optimization for Windows games is turned on as well. And now we should be done with the settings part. Now I just want you guys to open your control panel, and I want you guys to find network and sharing center. We're going to open this. We're going to open change adapter settings, and then in here you want to find your Wi-Fi. You want to double click it. You want to click properties, and now once you're in here, you want to click internet protocol version 4. And basically all we're going to do is just change our DNS server. So the best DNS server is going to be 1.1.1.1 and then 1.0.0.1. And then we're just going to click OK. Now we're just going to leave the network sharing center. We're going to go back to our control panel. If you guys cannot see the settings I'm using right now, you can just click category and make sure it's small icons. And now we're just going to go into our power options. And as you guys can see, I'm using ultimate performance. If you guys do not have ultimate performance, click the link in the description. There should be a line of code down there, and you want to input that into your CMD and make sure you run your CMD as administrator. And now you just want to paste it in here. You want to click enter, and that should just give you ultimate performance, or it gives you best performance depending how good your PC is. And inside of here, it should pop up, and you want to make sure you're clicking it. You want to click change power plant settings. You want to turn off display to never, put power into sleep mode. Make sure these are all on never. You want to click change advanced power options, and then you want to scroll down. You want to click processor power management. You want to click minimum processor state and maximum processor state. Make sure these are both turned to 100. And then now we're just going to leave this. Now since we're done with that, I'm going to get into ExitLag settings. If you guys don't have ExitLag, you can click the link in the description, and that should just bring you here. So basically what ExitLag does, it connects your PC to the best servers possible, so you guys can have the lowest ping. But if you guys don't want to buy ExitLag, you can skip to this timestamp here. If you guys do want to buy ExitLag, you can just pick any one of these plans. And now once you're logged in and you bought ExitLag, you just want to click download and then click download ExitLag. Now once you downloaded ExitLag here, you can just click ExitLag setup and then just go through the process of setting up ExitLag. And then you just want to open your ExitLag. Make sure you have ExitLag turned on. You want to click connections. You want to click add. You want to add any game you want. Add Fortnite. And then here, it's just going to show everything. It's going to show all your routes you're connected to. Now, the first setting we're going to go over is inside connections. We're going to click server. My server is going to be North America. For advanced settings, you want to make sure you use local routes first. Make sure this is on. And then you want TPC routes set to 2. You want UDP routes set to 2 as well. Now we're just going to go into our FPS boost. Before we do that, you want to click apply route, go to FPS boost. You want to set your performance enhancements to custom, and then you want to make sure turn off Windows performance counter. Make sure this is on. performance for games is turned on. You want to make sure minimum priority for background progress is on. Make sure turn off network power saving is off. Make sure turn off game bar background recordings is off. Make sure keep all cores active. Make sure this is on. Make sure turn off NTFS last access timestamp. Make sure this is turned off. Turn off super fetch. Make sure turn off Windows extended. Make sure this is turned off. And then ultimate performance. Make sure this is turned on. Now we're just gonna go to general settings, and then we want to have start automatically when Windows. Make sure this is turned on. So then once you just start your PC, ExitLag will just automatically open, and then once you're in Fortnite, you can just ExitLag's already open, so you don't have to mess with any of the settings in there. Activate when starting ExitLag. This should just automatically activate when ExitLag opens. Minimize ExitLag. Make sure you can have this on or off, doesn't really matter. Display notifications when ExitLag is connected. Like I said, this doesn't really matter. You can have this on or off. Hardware data monitoring, make sure this is turned on. And then in route settings, you want to make sure accuracy and route optimization is high. Real-time optimizations calculates the best routes for your connection. Make sure this is on. Make sure smart optimization is turned on. Enable high QoS is on. Make sure allow dual routes is on. Enable high UDP ports. Make sure that's also on as well. Now, once we're done with ExitLag, you just want to go into EpicGames. Click these three little bars here, and then you want to click options, and then in here you want to make sure high resolution textures is set to off, and then pre-download stream assets, make sure this is also turned off, and then you want to click apply, and then what that will do is it will update Fortnite. Now we're just going to want to open Fortnite and go into the settings in here. Actually, before you should open Fortnite, I want you guys to go to your settings and then click Windows Update. I want to make sure you guys are updated on Windows. If you're not updated, it's going to make you lag a lot. Make sure all your audio drivers, stuff like that, make sure every little thing on your Windows Update is updated. You may have to like restart it. And if you do, come back to this video. Also in apps, make sure your startup apps, make sure you don't have a single startup app open. The only app you should have on startup is ExitLag. And now that we're inside of Fortnite, we're just going to go into our settings. We're going to first off start in video. Make sure your window mode is on Windows full screen. Your resolution should just be locked because it's just on Windows full screen. Make sure VSync is set to off. All VSync does is it eliminates screen tearing, but what this will do is it will limit your frame rate, so it's not as good. Your frame rate limit, make sure this is one above your monitor's refresh rate. So since my monitor is 120, mine's going to be 144. Make sure rendering mode is on performance mode. You need to have performance mode turned on because this is the only thing that's going to help you with your low FPS. If you do not performance mode on, you're going to have way less FPS. Brightness, this doesn't really matter. Mine's at 75. This is just so it's not as bright for me. 3D resolution can be anywhere between 70 and around 90 for your PC. Mine's at 85, just like straight in the middle of 70 and 90. Make sure your view distance is set to near and your textures are on low and your meshes is on low. If your PC is a little bit better, you can have meshes set to high though, but it's not needed. Also, we're just gonna go into our game settings and we're gonna scroll all the way down until we find replays. And make sure every single one of your replays are turned off. This will just record your game in the background and is very, very unnecessary unless you want a VOD review. But yeah, if you guys did like this video, I appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button. Also, watch these videos right here.